Hey guys, Midget here, bringing you another Walking Dead video review, and today it's something different. Well, it was like my first Walking Dead ever video on this channel. It's the Walking Dead Telltale Games, but it's Season 2 now. However, I started on Season 1, and, exactly this is where my Walking Dead channel started. So, it's kind of fun coming back to another season of The Walking Dead, and this, it's only for the, first episode or so right now, and I've played it already. I got it the day it was released, but I didn't make a video until now because I had no time. I had to buy presents for Christmas and everything, and yeah, so let's get straight into it. It's going to contain spoilers. Just before I start, it's going to contain spoilers, and yeah, so if you haven't played The Walking Dead Season 2 Episode 1 All That Remains, don't watch this video unless you want to get spoiled if you're going to play it. But anyway, it starts off with a couple months after Season 1 ended, and Omid, Krista, who's pregnant, and Clem are just walking, but it can't be that long after, because Clementine is still pretty sad about Lee, and time solves everything, I guess. So after a couple of years or months, you won't be that sad about someone that died. That if he died yesterday, you'd still be crying, but if he died 8 months ago, you wouldn't be crying that much, or, you wouldn't be as sad. However, it can't be too early, because Krista is pregnant after all, and they go to this, toilet bit, and Omi tells, Clementine to go inside to wash her up, but check the stalls and everything. So she checks the stalls, and a lady comes in and follows her, and comes in, and then she sees her, grabs a gun, and takes Clementine hostage, sort of, It's like, give me all you have, give me the hat. She doesn't give her the hat, and, she keeps her hair short. This doesn't involve that, but she said later on, I can't remember where, that's why I want to tell you now, she keeps her hair short, because of Lee, and Omid comes in, tries to, take the lady on, but the door behind him creaks, and the lady, does a panic reaction, just turns around and shoots, and she shoots Omid in the chest. And then Krista comes in, and then that girl drops the gun and goes, "I'm sorry," puts her hands up, and Krista just doesn't hesitate, just kills her. Then Clementine and Krista, a couple of hours later, or even days, they go to make this fire, and, I think they've got this weasel or something, but it's not enough, and you have to make the fire better. So Krista goes out and gets some logs, and Clementine puts one log in and everything. But when Clementine hears loads of people rambling on, and they're scary male, she kind of gets scared, and she goes to investigate, and then she sees Krista getting surrounded by all these males, and then you have the option either to go away and run, or distract them and let Krista, free. And what happens is, because I personally chose to save Krista, you throw a rock at one, and then Krista goes running, but you see someone shooting, and that's all you see in Krista, because you don't see anything more until later, or I don't know, because you don't see anything more for Season 1. But then there's this massive chase, and this guy chases you. You have to hide, you have to, take this on, you have to go that way, blah blah blah, and then you have to get away from these walkers. Then you get the walker to kill him, and Clementine's still, she's very clever and sneaky, but she's not strong, so, but she did get past the guy pretty well, so I'm proud of her about that. Then Clementine falls into the water after the dude dies. She falls into the water, and a couple of hours later, when she's drenched, she wakes up, and she goes and she sees this thing in the bush, and it's a little tiny cute puppy. And she tries to get the puppy some food, but she doesn't find it. She kills a walker that a puppy leads to. Then she finds the can of cold beans. She starts eating it, and puppy's well, it's more of a dog, but I call it puppy. The dog starts barking at her, say, "Give me some," and I didn't know what I did wrong, because it's not really an option. It says how you get the text to pop up or whatever you want to pick. Well, I said I'll give you some in a second. I put feed dog. There was an option called feed dog, and I pressed that, However, the dog, she went like, no, sit down. So the dog bit her, and then she like chucked it over her shoulder, and you know, she fell to the ground. The dog was just there like behind the log, like, ah! And then you go to see, and the dog, he's behind the log, and he's like, he went through these two metal spikes. And then you have the option of killing him, and I personally killed him, not because I'm mean, but I wanted to put him out of his misery. And then you carry on, you walk forward, you get a bit drowsy, you know, you fall, and these people save you. After like quite a while, they have a debate, because they find your arm and they don't know whether it's a walkabout or not. So they have this debate whether to kill you, and one guy says to chop your arm off, but Clem's like, well, I picked, I'm only a little girl, so please don't do that, you know. And then the doctor goes, we'll lock her in the shed, because if she got bitten by a walker, because Clementine's like, no, I didn't get bitten by a walker, no, it was a dog. And they didn't believe her, but they went, if we lock her in the shed, tomorrow we'll see if it was a walkabout or not, because the fever will kick in. And you know, meanwhile, when you get locked in the shed, you find a way out. You have to crawl into the house, like sneak around, get all these supplies. I think it's peroxide, bandages, but instead of bandages you find rags, and you get some needles, and you know, you stitch your arm up, and it's a really, really gruesome scene. And then like and then a walker comes in, and you have this massive fight with the walker. You kill him, and everyone opens the door and like has guns ready and everything. And then you're like, why did you leave? Well, Clem's either really mad or whatever. I was just like, why did you leave me in here? And everyone's like, oh my god, sorry, but why have you got supplies in it? And I chose to be honest, because I think honesty is the best answer, you know. I went, yes, I did go in your house and I got all the supplies, and you know, some people don't trust her, some people still do. And you know, the old guy the guy that found you, and I can't remember the other guy's name, they, you know, take you hunting, and then this like, you see this guy that like Krista was with, and you ask him about where Krista went, and all that happens is that he dies. Because I knew that was one of the options. One of the options was to give him water, but I had no option of that. I was like, what? I didn't do it, you know? And so he left there, and then the old guy gets bitten, or at least I think he gets bitten, because he had a chunk out of his leg, I think. And you have an option to go to the guy that hates you, or go to the guy that got bitten, I think, and likes you. So I don't know if he got bitten, that's the whole point. So I went to the old guy that likes me, and we went off, and etc. And that's basically it. And then I've got one real bad question, because you know, in like where it goes, on the next episode of The Walking Dead, it said at the proper last little thing, Clementine went, I thought you were dead. And I don't know who that could be to. It's either Krista, which is, you know, I don't think, well, it could be, you know, since Clementine's not seen her for quite a long time, she might be like, I thought you were dead, but it was not, it was in more of an expression like, so I'm thinking it's either Lee or Omid, so it's, Omid got shot straight in front of her, so that's the more normal option. And Lee, why would Lee do it? He got handcuffed to, you know, a door and he got bitten, so I think the chances are going to Omid, but it'd be lovely to see Lee back, but I think that's just not gonna happen. But anyway, I'm gonna give this episode a 7 out of 10. It was alright for a first episode, nothing special, you know. I enjoyed most of it, but there were some parts that were just like, for example, seeing the supplies, I got lost. It took me like 2 hours to get, well, I got into the house, and then I didn't know that there was stairs behind there, like behind the couch where you have to go, and I was just there like listening to conversation like for 2 hours. I was like, what's gonna happen? So you know, a bit got boring, and it was 7 out of 10 for me. But yeah, so the next thing after this, after you see my face, the next thing is gonna be the choices and a voiceover of me doing my choices. So yeah, so I'm not gonna be, well, I'm gonna be doing the voiceover, but it's not like I'm gonna be with my face. So yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this episode, guys. If you did, make sure to give it a like, and this was Midget. I'm going to see you guys next time. As you can see, this is my choices table from episode 1, All That Remains of season 2 of The Walking Dead game, tailored by Telltale Games. The first choice here is Saved Krista. Me and 91.6 of other players stop to help Krista, what happens is she gets surrounded by a couple of males, and you get the choice to either run away or stop and help. So I stopped and helped, and I chucked a brick or a little stone at the bikers or males, and I helped her get away. And the next one here is Mercy, the dog. It's either you get to kill the dog or leave the dog. Well, I chose to kill the dog because I wanted to put it out of his misery, as I probably said before in the video. So yes, so I slit his throat, but it's because he was on 2 spikes and he was like dying. So me and 90.2% of other players killed the dog. Generosity is the next one. Did you give water to the dying man? This one, it wouldn't even let me pick, so I do not understand what I did wrong. You and 30.5 of players refused water to the dying man. I didn't get the option to give him water. It was like, the guy that like Krista was with, or he was one of the males that tried to attack Krista. So I didn't know what to do. You should just talk to him, Clementine. I didn't get the option to talk to him, so I did not understand what's wrong. However, I guess it wouldn't let me, so there you go. The next one is trust. Accepted Nick's apology. I thought I'd be quite wise, and I accepted, and so did 92.1% of other players. I accepted his apology so I could have a better relationship with him, and he wouldn't betray me in the past, hopefully. The last one here is heroics. Did you save Nick or Pete? You and 46.9 of players went with Pete. Pete's the old guy, and like I said, probably he was the better guy to go with, but Nick was not bitten, I don't think. That's why they went with Nick, but I had to make my mind up fast, and I chose the guy that was better. So, So anyway, you hopefully enjoyed this episode, guys. I'm going to do this until episode 5 of Season 2, and hopefully in Season 3 if it comes out. And yeah, so this was Midget. I'm going to see you guys next time.